हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान। मेरे चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान में आप सब लोगों को फिर से बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। सो अनदर लेसन एंड अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल लेसन, story, in fact, the sermon at Benares. This is a story that Lord Buddha is telling to his disciples, okay? And this is in the English syllabus of class 10 MBOSE, and I am again going to make a page by page explanation for your benefit, okay? So let us start the story, the lesson, without any delay. तो लेट अस हैव अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ इंट्रोडक्शन, ओके। सबसे पहले हम थोड़ा सा इंट्रोडक्शन ले लेते हैं कि गौतम बुद्धा और लॉर्ड बुद्धा, एज वी नो, वाज बोर्न एज अ प्रिंस इन अ रॉयल फैमिली। तो गौतम बुद्धा जो है, जिन्हें बाद में लॉर्ड बुद्धा हमने कहा, वो एज अ प्रिंस, ही वाज बोर्न एज अ प्रिंस, ओके, द सन ऑफ अ किंग, and he was born in a royal family since he was the son of a king. Now you see, his father used to keep him at home only. Most of the time he was never allowed to go outside. That is why he was unaware of the sufferings of the world. तो गौतम बुद्धा को कुछ भी नहीं पता था कि बाहर क्या sufferings हो रहा है, because his father did not wanted him to see the sufferings. Okay, so most of the time his father would keep him at home only, and all his education was given at home only. Okay, तो घर पे ही उनको सारा education मिल जाता था, तो बाहर जाने के लिए वो allowed नहीं थे. But once it happened that he went out, and when he saw pain and death outside, see, outside world is the real world, okay? Your home atmosphere is the artificial atmosphere, but outside world is the real world. So once it happened that he went outside and he saw pain and death, and immediately he decided to leave his palace. तो जैसे ही उन्होंने पेन देखा बाहर, sufferings देखा, death देखा, he decided to leave his palace. So he decided not to be in the palace. He decided not to be a prince anymore, and he left his house. Okay, house in the sense he left his palace. Now he gave up, obviously, because he left his palace, he gave up all his riches and went in search of truth. तो सच का पता लगाने के लिए या सच को ढूंढने के लिए वो बाहर चले गए. Okay, he went away from his palace and he actually surrendered all his riches. Okay, जो भी he was very rich because he was the son of a king, so he gave up his riches. So after many years of meditation, he attained spiritual awakening. ठीक है, तो बहुत सालों के मेडिटेशन के बाद उन्हें spiritual awakening मिला. And he gave his first sermon मतलब we can say holy talk or holy speech. Okay, holy speech, प्रवचन जिसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं. ओके, सो ही गिव हिज फर्स्ट सर्मन इन द सिटी ऑफ बनारस. तो पहला सर्मन उन्होंने कहा दिया इन द सिटी ऑफ बनारस. ओके, बनारस इज इन इंडिया. And you see, his teachings, Lord Buddha's teachings, help people accept life's reality with wisdom. तो जिंदगी का जो reality है, that Lord Buddha made people realize, and people really loved his teachings, and people were benefited from his teachings, and they could accept life's reality. तो life का जो real एक section है, the real section of life, that people could realize, and that too with wisdom. So one such sermon that we are going to learn is being given by Lord Buddha in the city of Benares. Okay, so the sermon at Benares, that is why the name of the story. So now we come to the full explanation, the textual explanation. अब हम लोग ये full explanation देखेंगे. So now I would like to request all of you, as I always do, please keep your books open. Okay, तो सबसे पहले birth and early life. तो Lord Buddha's birth and early life. So he was born as a prince, and his name was Prince Siddhartha Gautama, and he was born in northern India, 563 BC to 483 BC. तो उनका birth हुआ था 563 BC में, and death 483 BC में. ठीक है, okay, so these dates you remember, these are all your textual information, is very very important. Okay, now education and marriage. He was sent for schooling in Hindu scriptures at the age of 12. So when he was 12, he was sent for schooling, and what was the subject? Hindu scriptures. Okay, and after completing the education, he returned after 4 years, and he married a princess. Obviously, the son of a king, he would marry a princess only. So at the age of 12, he went for schooling, studying Hindu scriptures in the school. Okay, and he returned after 4 years. ओके, 4 साल के बाद वो वापस आए और उन्होंने क्या किया, एक प्रिंसेस से उनका शादी हो गया. ओके. रॉयल लाइफ. So he lived as a royal life, lived a royal life with his wife and son for 10 years. तो उनकी बीवी और एक बेटा उनका था और 10 साल वो एक साथ रहे. He lived with his wife and his only son for 10 years. तो 10 साल वो एक साथ रहे. And seeing suffering. तो at the age of 25, जब वो 25 साल के हुए, very young age, okay, very young age, at the age of 25, while hunting, he saw a sick man. तो एक बार क्या हुआ, वो परमिशन लेके हंटिंग पे गए. His father never allowed him to go outside, okay, even after he married also. So once it happened that he took permission from his father and he went out for hunting. And while on the way to hunting, he first of all saw a sick man. Then he saw an old man. Then he saw a funeral procession and then he saw a monk begging. तो सबसे पहले उन्होंने एक बीमार आदमी को देखा, फिर एक बूढ़े आदमी को देखा, फिर एक funeral a man dies and he is being taken by a group of people to the graveyard or to the crematorium. Okay, this is the third thing that he saw. And finally he saw a monk. उसने एक साधु देखा and that monk was begging. Okay, and when he saw all these four people, these sights actually ये देख के he was very deeply affected. Okay, so these sights very deeply affected him and he started asking questions that one day I will also become sick, one day I will also become old, one day I will also die. And then finally when he saw a monk begging, okay, then these questions arose in his mind that I am also going to die one day. Okay, so what is this monk or who is this monk? And he saw the monk very happily begging. Okay, monk matlab sadhu. He saw the sadhu very happy. So he started thinking in this way that sick man is there, old man is there, people will die, but this monk is still happy. So what is that reason? And that is why it was at this point that he left his palace. उन्होंने अपना घर इसीलिए छोड़ा because he needed the answers to these questions. ठीक है? Let us now continue search for enlightenment. Okay, so finally he left his palace to seek the truth about human suffering. So the first question that came to his mind after seeing all those four people was that why do human beings suffer? Human beings itne suffer क्यों करते हैं? अब this answer to the question was not he could not find the answer to this question, and that is why he left his palace. Why? To seek the truth, to search for the truth that why do humans suffer, human beings itna suffer क्यों करते हैं. Okay, and then what happened is that meditation and enlightenment. Okay, so he wandered for 7 years. तो 7 साल तक वो जो है वो भटकते रहे. He kept wandering from one place to another for 7 years and he finally meditated under a peepal tree. This is a famous peepal tree, okay? And under that he sat and he started meditating to know the truth. And after 7 years he gained enlightenment after 7 days. तो say for example today he sat under the peepal tree. Okay, उन्होंने peepal tree के अंदर वो बैठे. Okay, यहाँ पे वो बैठे and then he sat on the first day and after 7 days he gained enlightenment. And this enlightenment is called what? He called it, now this tree, this peepal tree is called the Bodhi tree. Bodhi tree means the tree of wisdom. Bodhi means wisdom. Okay, Bodhi ka matlab hai wisdom. And this tree is called the Bodhi tree because it was under this tree only that Lord Buddha, Gautam Buddha gained what? He gained enlightenment. He got enlightenment. Okay, that is why this tree is called the Bodhi tree or the tree of wisdom. Okay, तो आपको ये सब चीजें याद रखना है. 7 years he wandered, then he sat under the peepal tree. After 7 days he gained enlightenment. What is the meaning of Bodhi tree? Tree of wisdom. So all these things are your textual from your textbook only. Okay. Then becoming the Buddha. So how did he become the Buddha? After attaining enlightenment, he became to be known as the Buddha. Buddha means the enlightened one. So because Buddha had gained enlightenment, okay, that is why he was called the enlightened one. Okay, Buddha ka meaning hai the enlightened one. Okay, again, this is from your textbook only. Now the first sermon, okay, the name of the story actually comes from here only, the first sermon. So Lord Buddha, Gautam Buddha gave his first sermon where? In Benares, in the city of Benares. It is a holy city on the river Ganges, that is river Ganga. Ganges is Ganga. So on the side of the river Ganga lies the city Benares, and in Benares only he actually gave this sermon where he shared his wisdom on suffering. तो सबको उन्होंने, बहुत सारे disciples थे पास, and sitting under a tree he actually he shared his wisdom on suffering, कि लोग इतने सफर क्यों करते हैं. Now Lord Buddha has the answer to this question. तो उनके पास अभी ये आंसर है, and that is why he now shares a story. तो वो जो sermon देते हैं, the sermon that is giving is actually a story. ठीक है, वो एक कहानी है, असली कहानी है, that actually he had experienced or he had witnessed on his own. Okay, so what is the sermon? Now there's a woman called Kisa Gautami. Okay, एक woman है जिनका नाम है Kisa Gautami, and he had only one son, and one day that one son also died. ठीक है, तो किसा गौतमी एक वुमन का नाम है, और उनका एक ही बेटा था जो मर गया, who died. Now she was in deep sorrow, obviously only child, only son died. Okay, so she was in very deep sorrow. So in deep sorrow she carried her dead child to her neighbors, asking for medicine to bring him back to life. Now let me tell you students that I had made an type of an animated story also. I'll provide the link at the end screen. Okay, you can watch that animated video also. Okay, but I would prefer all of you to watch this video for your questions and answers MCQs. Okay, because this particular story are different in different books. तो अलग अलग किताबों में ये कहानी अलग अलग तरीके से लिखा गया है. ओके, तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप अगर from the exam point of view you watch this video only, but if you want to learn little more, because there are pictures in the book, in my video, वो जो वीडियो मैंने बनाया था वो पिक्चर वाइज है, तो आपको वो सीखने में मदद मिलेगा. ठीक है, तो एनीवेज वी नाउ कंटिन्यू द स्टोरी विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम. तो यहाँ पे क्या है कि व्हेन शी वाज इन डीप सॉरो शी कैरीड द डेड बॉडी ऑफ हर सन. वो अपने सन का जो है डेड बॉडी कैरी करती है, एंड शी गोज टू हर नेबर्स. ओके, वो घर घर जाती है अपने नेबर्स के पास, एंड शी गोज ऑन आस्किंग फॉर मेडिसिन. ओके, प्लीज गिव मी मेडिसिन टू ब्रिंग बैक माई चाइल्ड टू लाइफ, ताकि मैं अपने बेटे को जिंदा कर सकूं. बट यू सी, अ पर्सन हु डाइज कैन नेवर बी ब्रॉट बैक. देयर इज नो मेडिसिन इन द वर्ल्ड that can bring a dead person back to life, right? But you see, she's a mother after all, and she's very much depressed. Okay, she's utterly depressed. Okay, so that is why she had become half mad also, and that is why people thought that she had become mad, she had lost her senses, and told her that the boy was dead. So her neighbors, when they saw uh, Kisa Gautami carrying the dead child and asking for medicines, people thought that this lady had become mad. But people tried to make her understand. You see that your son had already died and he cannot be brought back to life. But Kisa Gautami was not, in her senses to understand. Okay, Kisa Gautami was not, you know, she felt that no, I have to bring back my son back to life. Okay, so please give me some medicine. But people kept on explaining her कि आपका बेटा मर चुका है, your son has died, and it, it can never happen that he can be brought back alive again. तो ये possible ही नहीं है. But Kisa Gautami did not wanted to hear anything like that. Okay, so finally one man, unable to find a solution, क्योंकि किसा गौतमी को समझा के कोई फायदा नहीं हो रहा था. They were unable to explain him. So one man told her that she could not give her medicine, but that he could not give her medicine, but he knew a physician, a doctor. Physician means a doctor who could help. तो एक आदमी था, उनका एक नेबर था, किसा गौतमी का एक नेबर था. उस नेबर ने कहा, सी, आई कैनॉट गिव यू एनी मेडिसिन, but I know a doctor, and the doctor can help you. Okay, now Kisa Gautami became very happy. So when Kisa Gautami asked for the physician's name, the man directed her to Shakya Muni, the Buddha. तो किसा गौतमी ने जब पूछा कि what is the name of the physician, tell me the name of the physician, she was restless, you see, because she wanted her son to be alive again. So she was, very much happy now, okay, excited. So Kisa Gautami asked that, what is the name of the physician? And the man told him that the name of the physician is Sakya Muni or the Buddha. Okay, now this mother became very happy. Kisa Gautami became very happy, and she carried the dead body of her son, and she went to Lord Buddha. And after going to Lord Buddha, she kept on requesting, okay, and pleaded for medicine to cure her son. Okay, तो वो जाके जो है लॉर्ड बुद्धा से जाके वो रिक्वेस्ट करने लगे that please make my son alive, please provide me a medicine so that I can bring back my son to life, ताकि मैं अपने बेटे को जिंदा कर सकूं, तो प्लीज मुझे मेडिसिन दीजिए. ओके, now Buddha did not tell her anything. Buddha did not give her any big लंबा लंबा डायलॉग नहीं दिया बुद्धा ने. लॉर्ड बुद्धा just told her one thing. Okay, so the Buddha told her, yes, I can bring back your child to life, I can make your son alive, but you go and bring a handful of mustard seeds. तो आप एक मुट्ठी में handful of mustard seeds, okay, सरसों जो हम हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, mustard seeds. So I can make your son alive if you bring handful of mustard seeds from a house. So this Kisa Gautami became very happy because everyone, you see, all of us, we have master seeds at home. Okay, so she became very happy because master seeds would be available in every house. But then Lord Buddha gave a condition. Lord Buddha said that you have to bring master seeds from a house where no one had ever lost a family member or friend. तो कंडीशन क्या था कि master seed you can bring, no problem, but you have to bring master seed from that house only where no one had died, no family member or no friend had died. ऐसे किसी घर से आपको मास्टर सीड लेके आना है. You have to bring the master seed from such a house. Now Kisa Gautami was filled with hope that it could be possible, no? So Kisa Gautami was filled with hope. She was excited. She was happy. So she kept the dead body there of her son, and Kisa Gautami went from house to house asking for master seeds. तो किसा गौतमी जो है वो निकल गई लॉर्ड बुद्धा के आश्रम से. ओके, फ्रॉम द आश्रम ऑफ लॉर्ड बुद्धा किसा गौतमी वेंट आउट एंड शी वेंट फ्रॉम हाउस टू हाउस. एक घर से दूसरे घर, फ्रॉम वन हाउस टू अनदर हाउस, शी वेंट ऑन विजिटिंग आस्किंग फॉर मास्टर्ड सीड्स. Now you see that people were willing to give her mustard seeds. Okay, people were willing to give her mustard seeds, but Lord Buddha told her what? That you have to bring mustard seeds from a house where no one had died. So when she visited the first house, she asked that, do you have master seeds? So the household people said, yes, we have master seeds. Then she gave the condition. So when she asked if anyone in their family had died, they all said that they had lost their loved ones. तो हर घर में, जब मैं इसको थोड़ा सा सिंपल कर देता हूँ, लेट मी मेक इट लिटिल सिंपल फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू. से द फर्स्ट हाउस Kisa Gautami went, do you have master seeds? The master of the house said that, yes, I have mastered seeds. Then she gave the condition. Actually, has anyone in your family died? So obviously, someone in the family had died. Maybe mother had died. Maybe father had died. Maybe a relative had died. So she went on visiting from house to house asking these questions. So when she first said, please give me some mustard seeds, people were ready to give her mustard seeds. But when she asked the second question, that anyone of your family member died, all of them said, yes, we have lost uh, you know some of our loved ones. हमने किसी ना किसी को तो खोया है. Either lost, either a wife had lost a husband, either a husband had lost a wife, or a son had lost a father. So the thing is that the summary is that कोई ना कोई तो मरा है. One or the other person in all the families had died. So there was no house from where Kisa Gautami could bring the mustard seeds, because in every house someone had died. Kisa Gautami felt tired and hopeless. Okay, so it was, the sun had already set down. सूरज जो है वो already ढल चुका था. It was getting dark now. It was becoming night time now. Now she felt tired and hopeless. So she sat by the roadside. वो रास्ते के साइड में जाके बैठ गई एंड शी केप्ट वाचिंग द सिटी एंड द सिटी लाइट्स वर फ्लिकरिंग एंड गो आउट. दैट मीन्स the lights in the city were flickering, okay, on and off like that. And soon darkness spread everywhere. So it was night time now. अब रात हो चुका था. Okay, she had gone during daytime, and you see, she had been visiting from one house to the other, from another house to another, okay, and she became very tired, and it was night time now, okay. She thought about it. So now she started realizing this thing. She thought about human life and how it also flickers and disappears like the lights. So when Kisa Gautami saw the lights flickering on and off, she thought that our human life is also something like that. Actually, she had realized, Lord Buddha had made her realize this thing, that there is no one in the world who does not die. Everyone dies. We must take death wisely. So I'm going to explain you that also. Lord Buddha will be telling his disciples now, okay? So now she realized that yes, our human life is also just like these lights that goes on and off. Okay, we move on to the next. So she realized ultimately that she had been selfish in her grief. गम में वो selfish बन गई थी Kisa Gautami. So Kisa Gautami had realized, and she also understood. Kisa Gautami understood that death is common to everyone, because every home she visited, all of them said that yes, someone had died in the family. So that is why she understood that death is common to everyone. Yes, death is common to everyone. And she saw that those who gave up selfishness can find a path to immortality. तो जो selfish नहीं है, जो अच्छे हैं, those who are good people, those who are not selfish, can only find a path to immortality. ठीक है? Now immortality here does not mean that you will never die. What happens is that when you are good, no, say I am a very good person, or somebody is a very good human being, and that person dies one day, but still whole life we will go on taking that person's name, because that person was very good, right? So that is immortality. The name remains, the body may die, but your good deeds, आपके जो अच्छे कर्म है, your good deeds will remain forever. These good deeds are actually immortal. Body will perish, but good deeds will remain immortal. Okay, this is what Kisa Gautami understood at the end. Now Buddha explains. Now the story ends here. Okay, Buddha ends the story of Kisa Gautami. Now Buddha is explaining his disciples. The Buddha explained that human life is short, human life is full of pain, and human life is full of troubles. So Buddha says that our human life is very short, maximum 70 to 80 years. Okay, so it is very short. Our human life is full of pain. Our human life is full of troubles, problems, struggles, right? And the next thing that Buddha says is that no one who is born can escape death. Can any one of us escape death? Can any one of us become immortal? No, all of us must die. So in other words, all must die one day. तो हम सबको मरना है. And Lord Buddha also goes on telling that just like ripe fruits can fall anytime, people are always at the risk of dying. So कोई फल जब पेड़ पे पक जाता है ना, when a fruit is ripened in the tree, it automatically falls down. In the same way, people also have the risk of falling, means people have the risk of dying. At any point of time, one might die. It is not that we die only out of old age. No, there are accidents, sudden deaths are there. Okay, these also. So our life is a 50-50 life. हमारा जो लाइफ है वो है 50-50. देयर इज नो गारंटी व्हेन वी डाई एंड हाउ वी डाई. हम कब और कैसे मरेंगे इसका पता किसी को भी नहीं है. दिस इज अ मिस्ट्री, राइट? सो बुद्धा इज टेलिंग दैट. Again, another example given by Lord Buddha is all clay pots made by a potter eventually break. तो हर क्ले पॉट जो है, जो मिट्टी का बना हुआ जो पॉट्स है, which is made by a potter eventually breaks, right? It breaks one day, right? So human life is also like that, and human life come to an end in a similar manner. कोई कांच का ग्लास है, okay, a glass, it breaks at any point of time. accidentally it falls from our hand and it breaks. So our human life is also something like that only, which is uncertain. Our human life is uncertain. It will also come to an end one day. Okay. Then both young and old, wise and foolish, everyone faces death. तो young हो, old हो, wise हो, foolish हो, rich, poor, right? All will face death one day. So no one can save, even you see, not only us, even our family members also, our relatives, our loved ones. No one can save their loved ones from death. We cannot save our loved ones from death. If someone has to die, that person has to die. Even a father cannot save his son. एक पिता अपने बेटे को भी नहीं बचा सकता. Right? We, came to know from the example of Kisa Gautami only. No one can save a relative also, no matter how good or bad that person is. No, everyone must die one day. Okay, up when and how that person will die, this no one knows. No one knows. This is a question mark. Okay, so no one can save their loved ones from death. Even father also cannot save his son. Then another example given by Lord Buddha is just like an ox is led to slaughter. People are taken by death one by one while their family mourns. तो जैसे एक ऑक्स को जो है मारने के लिए स्लॉटर हाउस में लिया जाया जाता है, राइट? दे टेकन टू द स्लॉटर हाउस, द ऑक्स इज टेकन टू द स्लॉटर हाउस. Even people are taken by death. People are also taken by death one by one, and their family member cries, their family member mourns, means their family members cry, their family members become sad. Okay, now Lord Buddha gives this advice to the people that wise people do not grieve too much. See, wise people, they will cry, but they will not cry so much, they will not become mad out of grief. They do not become mad, okay, because they understand this truth. So if we come to understand the truth that all must die one day, obviously if any of our family member dies, then we will cry. Obviously we will cry, it is a natural emotion, but we will not cry to that madly extent. हम पागल नहीं बन जाएंगे रोते रोते. क्यों? क्योंकि हमें वो सच पता है. We know the truth that all must die one day. अब देखिए, look at the practical side that Lord Buddha is explaining us. Crying and mourning do not help. रोने से क्या वो वापस आ जाएंगे? Will crying help in making that person alive? No. Will mourning help in bringing that person back to life? Obviously not. So it won't help. Instead, it brings more pain and suffering. हम जब ज्यादा रोते हैं, ज्यादा याद करते हैं, तो उससे हमें और ज्यादा पेन और सफरिंग होता है. तो रोने से कोई फायदा नहीं. पागलों जैसा रोने से कोई फायदा नहीं. Crying like a mad person will never help us. That will only add more to this pain and suffering. वो और ज्यादा एडिशन कर देता है पेन और सफरिंग में. मतलब वो जो केरोसिन या पेट्रोल है ना, हमारे पेन और सफरिंग का जो आग है, उसमें पेट्रोल डालना मतलब यू क्राई मोर, you become more depressed. Okay, it means pouring kerosene or petrol into the fire, that will make the fire larger. So wise people do not cry like mad person. And when we cry too much, it makes a person sick and weak, but it cannot bring the dead back. अगर रोने से कोई वापस आ जाता, then it was okay. But when we cry too much, we become sick. When we cry too much, we become weak, and crying will not help in bringing back the dead ones. Now, what to do? So, Gautam Buddha is giving some solutions. What to do? To find peace, one must remove sorrow, grief, and complaints from the heart. अगर आपको पीस चाहिए तो यू मस्ट रिमूव सॉरो, यू मस्ट बी स्ट्रॉन्ग. आपको स्ट्रॉन्ग होना है. यू मस्ट बी स्ट्रॉन्ग, सो यू मस्ट रिमूव सॉरो, यू मस्ट रिमूव ग्रीफ, and you must not complain that why did God take my beloved ones away. Never complain. God has a plan. God के पास हमेशा कोई अच्छा प्लान ही होता है. We must think positively. Okay, so we should not have any complaints. A person who overcomes sorrow will find peace and happiness. Any person who overcomes, okay, who overcomes sorrow, कोई भी इंसान जो sorrow को घुसने नहीं देता अपने अंदर, any person who does not allow sorrow to enter inside his heart, his mind, that person will find peace and happiness. Okay, so finally he tells everyone to overcome sorrow and feel blessed. So finally, the story ends here. His sermon ends as he advises everyone, all the disciples, and in fact, everyone, okay, that you must overcome sorrow and feel blessed. Feel blessed for what? Feel blessed for the life that you have got. So we must feel blessed for the life that we have got actually, and overcome sorrow and be wise and accept the fact that death is universal and it will come to everyone one day. So with this, the story ends. What a beautiful story. And you can watch that animated video also. If you wish, I'll provide the link at the end screen. Okay. So that's all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching the video and thank you so much for giving me so much love. So please subscribe to the channel, like and share my videos with your friends. I'm there on Instagram also. You can follow me on Instagram. Okay. And this is the QR code of the Instagram. Please follow my websites also. Okay. So that's all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching the video. With love from Omni Gyan and all the best to all of you. Thank you so much.